It's your boy lilyah U.N.L.V. You with me? I'm rocking with my dog King Tour on Royal Nation. TV.
What up, world? It's King Doo-Wah, aka the Melanated King, and you're watching Royal Nation TV. And man, I can't even say special guest, man. Legendary Cash Money Records, U.N.L.V. Drag 'em in the river, drag 'em to the river, however you want to say it. Go DJ. Go DJ. That's my DJ. When I was a kid, man, trying to come outside and play around and whatnot, man, and I never in a million years would have thought I would have been interviewing a member of U.N.L.V, let alone the group U.N.L.V, man. lilyah. What's up with it, brother?
Dog, what's up, man? I'm coolin', dog. Blessed to be here.
Man,
you know
good to have
excited, you dig?
Man, yeah, you on Royal Nation TV, man. This is,
for sure.
you know, Royal Nation Podcast. Big shout out to all my viewers, my supporters, my subscribers. Big shout out to my team, my photographers, my videographers. I got like a group of 10, man, like dedicated, supported people, man. I appreciate everything that y'all do. When I started this, man, I started it like literally by myself, man, and you can't do nothing without anybody, right?
Right. You
need a team, man. There's never no I in team. At least some would say, right?
Facts.
Man, I'm waiting on that song to come on, man. I want the world to hear this record. What are you talking about?
That's another one I've
That's
done.
another one. Which one is that
That's
one?
actually that's the intro to Uptown for Life.
Wow.
That's Ziggy Wiggy on the intro.
Man, what's Ziggy Wiggy been up to?
He been coolin', man. He still in New Orleans, doing his
Man.
thing, you know what I'm saying? Networking on different people, projects and shit.
Ziggy Wiggy, man. Hold on.
Shout out to Ziggy.
Shout out Ziggy. Man, we gotta get you on the show too. For sure. So before we go into this, man, I'm waiting on this record to come on, bro.
It's Uptown for Life, yeah.
If y'all don't know, man, like, so that album was under Cash Money Records too?
Yeah, that was our last studio album.
Okay.
They put an album out, which was the greatest hits after that. You know what I'm saying? But that was our last official album.
There we go, boy. Ooh-wee. Man, they done remade this song so many times, people don't understand that, right?
Right.
Like, they done sampled that record.
We remade it with BG with a diss towards Cash Money. You know, they had a group
when all that stuff happened.
Right.
We're gonna touch on that too, man. We're gonna touch on that too. So all right, so we're gonna get this party started, man. Look. Y'all ready? Let's get it. What's up, world? It's King Doo-Wah, aka the Melanated King, and I got my homie with me, man. I got the big dog with me. lilyah. What's up, lilyah?
I'm coolin', man.
Man, you are the one member. It's a 3-member group, U.N.L.V, right?
Facts.
God bless the dead. Yellow Boy, he's out. He passed away a long time ago. Tech 9, he's incarcerated.
Yeah, he'll on his way home.
He'll be on his way home. And then we got lilyah.
Right.
lilyah.
lilyah.
So, I'm going to start it off by saying this. 6 and Barone, man.
Oh, man.
Tell the world what 6 and Barone is, man.
6 and Barone, first of all, is in New Orleans, Uptown, the third one is our hood. And that was the name of our first album, 6 and Barone. We named it that because we wanted to let people know where we was from. What everybody knew about the Mac, Melv, Callio projects or whatever, but they didn't really know about 6 and Barone sitting in the middle of it.
Yeah.
So we decided to let you know what goes on there. And not only U.N.L.V from 6 and Barone, you got Tyler Perry from 6 and Barone, you got Mr. Servon from 6 and Barone, you got Boss Camooch, a great basketball player, played for LSU. Unfortunately, he got hurt before he went to the pros, but got a lot of talent from 6 and Barone. You know
so, give us a walkthrough of you just growing up in 6 and Barone, because that's Uptown, right?
Yeah,
Uptown in New Orleans, right?
Yep.
And then y'all named y'all first album 6 and Barone, correct?
Correct.
Okay,
Correct.
so give us a walkthrough of that growing up in.
Well, growing up on 6 and B, it was a lot of fun, man.
Were you in the house or in the projects?
I was in the house.
Okay, and it was down the street from the projects of
Yeah, it was like actually 5 blocks from the Magnolia Project.
Which is no longer up, right?
Nah,
Okay.
you have new apartments complexes there and stuff like that.
Gentrified.
Exactly. But I mean, it was a hub, bro. I mean, more than anything, it was like a village because your neighbor was allowed to tell somebody else kid to get out the street or don't use vulgar language and shit like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
But
yeah.
it was rough. I can't lie, it was rough, but it was more love than anything. You know what I'm saying?
So when you started the group, I know you were into music, but was that through you played instruments, right?
Right,
What were
right.
some of those instruments you played?
I played baritone, I played snare drum, cymbals, and snare. Well, I say snare, baritone, and cymbals. That was my instruments that I perfected. Like, I
Eh,
played around with a different like trumpets and French horn
Okay.
and shit like that. I
So
know
you was musically inclined through
facts.
being a musician, right?
Yeah.
So how did you get introduced to hip hop?
My uncle Hardy actually introduced us, me and Tech at the same time, to hip hop. We was both in bands and band heads, and all we knew was music. You know what I'm saying? Music and sports. But he went to New York and he came back talking about this rap stuff. Fat Boys was out and stuff like that, whatever. Now we hadn't heard about him, but we didn't, think, man, let's get off into this or whatever. So he actually influenced us, you know what I'm saying, and gave us that little thing for us to dream on.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
So how did you meet Tech Nine and Yellow Boy, and we were going to starting the whole group thing?
Okay. Well, me and Tech met in 7th grade. And me and Yella been knowing each other since 2 or 3 years old. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Me and Yella grew up around the corner from each other, and our families was always like families themselves. So we were babies when we met. But it wasn't until I met Tech when we started rapping in the
Okay.
7th grade. We had a group called the Sporty MCs, which included my little sister. She was
Sporty
only 3.
MCs, okay.
Sporty MCs. My name was Polo P. First it was Master P.
Get out of here.
First it was Master P.
You was the first Master P?
I was the first Master P that I knew of, bro.
Wow.
7th grade, 12 years old, man. Tech name was MC Food because he was a big old dude, liked to eat all the time, so that's what we called him. And my little sister was only 3 years old. Her name was Special K. So we used to rap positive, crack had hit the hood and the epidemic was spreading. It was like crazy.
Okay.
So we was rapping. We were little young kids rapping about what we watching crack do our people.
Okay.
Do the hood and rapping positive actually. You know what I'm saying? So we won a talent show to the WYLD talent show and we won a contract. They didn't let us make the song. They didn't honor the contract.
And y'all
at
were
all.
what, 12 years old at the
We
time?
12.
Okay.
So our dreams like shattered after that. So we was like, man, this rap shit ain't real in New Orleans, bro. So we stopped
Like
rapping.
everybody else feel.
Right. So we started rapping like 19, 18 years old, I'm gonna say 18. We went to seeing cats that we knew like DJ Jimmy and Hitman and these dudes, Juvenile, they actually was getting deals off rapping now. So we was like, man, look, I said, man, Tech, we need to jump back in this, bro. It's real now. We already got, talent to do it. We know how to do this, so let's jump back into it. He agreed, and that's when we started U.N.L.V.
So when y'all started U.N.L.V, y'all was just some little kids from uptown New Orleans making some music, right? But y'all hadn't had Go DJ and all that yet, right?
That came along years later.
So now that's interesting though, right? So how did y'all end up meeting Birdman and Slim of Cash Money Records?
We made a tape in this club called Newton's that we used to rap at. Like one of the first clubs we used to rap at. It was right down the street from the house. And we made a tape and we actually used to dub the tapes. Me and Tech would take turns. Every night he made 20 copies, front and back, of that same song, Another Bitch. Right? That was our first song.
Another
And
Bitch.
the next night
What was
I
that
would do
about?
It was talk some more shit about another bitch. The first
Okay,
single.
okay.
It was U.N.L.V. first single.
All right.
So Baby them got a hold of one of those tapes off the street that we were selling for $5 a pop. We hadn't sold them like maybe a month and a half, and it was going out real fast. So we got word that he wanted a meeting to offer us a contract.
Okay.
That's how we met.
So that was by chance, or that was just by what would you call that?
We was hiding on the street with the shit. We was trying to actually make enough noise to get a deal or whatever.
Yeah.
So our plan just worked. We didn't know of Cash Money We didn't know anything. We never heard of Cash Money, period. But it was like the first person that came to us offering us a deal.
So who was at Cash Money Records at that time? When
Kilo G, that was it.
That was it. That was his first artist he really had was Kilo G.
Artist.
Wow. And how was Baby, aka Birdman, at that time? Like I know Slim was real cool, laid back.
Man, Baby was 100, bro. He really was 100, dog. I mean, I know you hear a lot of shit about him, whatever, but I mean,
I got a lot of respect for Baby though.
Personally,
a lot of respect.
Bro, the dude ain't do nothing but good shit for us. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Period, dog. You know what I mean?
So y'all end up getting y'all masters and everything.
Yeah, we won our masters. I mean, the thing happened with Court. We found out that we wasn't getting all our show money. You know what I'm saying? And we was wondering what was going on because a promoter be like, you know, tell us, I booked y'all for this X amount, and Baby will show tell us, not even show the contract.
Thank you, promoters.
Tell us, you know, Baby will tell us it was this one, but I feel like if there would have been paperwork to show it, it wouldn't have been no UCIC.
So that goes to prove that artists is 90% business, 10% talent. Keep going.
So, I mean, once we found out that, we was like, hey, man, even though we've been getting what we want, what we earn might be a lot more. And that's what it was.
Gosh,
you know what I'm saying? So we went to court, we found out that, and we also found out that they didn't know, I can't say that they really just fucked us. Because they didn't know where they didn't dot the I's at.
And I actually seen an interview with Baby was talking about that. He was like, hey, I didn't realize how young y'all were.
Yeah.
I didn't realize how young he was.
Right.
And the interesting part about that was he didn't know anything about publishing and all that type of stuff. I mean, they got upfront money because, I mean, they were one of the few record labels that was getting that large amount of money like that, right?
Yeah, right.
But they didn't understand the business
They didn't.
until later.
Right.
And you can't fault a man for that.
Right.
It's trial and error, right?
And the older we got doing the process of it, the more we understood. But at first we was like, man, they trying to play. You know what I'm saying? We was with that at once. But when we found out, we was man enough to, you know, apologize for it. You feel me?
Yeah. So let me ask you this: bounce music, right? And I know that bounce music is one of the mega things of New Orleans, right? Even with the twerking, that's where a lot of that comes from. Uncle Luke, Miami, all that, right? New Orleans twerk, hoop. However, y'all really didn't want to be known as bounce rappers. None of y'all.
Nah.
And what was going on? Take us back in that time.
It wasn't. We didn't want to be known as bounce artists because of the type of bounce music that's being put out from New Orleans now. It wasn't that. Back then, we didn't want to be known as bounce artists, period, because we felt like we was doing something different than everybody else. Even though our music was bounce, our lyrics wasn't. You know, that's why they slowly but surely categorize us as gangster bounce rappers. You know what I'm saying? The average bounce rapper would do the call and chat, the repeatedly call and chat stuff. You know what I'm saying? We didn't come in the game doing that. We came like grading women, you know, which was every bounce artist used to do that. That was a part of the bounce. We done that part, but we didn't do the regular call and chat. You know, we really rap over bounce beats, and no rapper was doing that.
So it wasn't because bounce. So at that time because now it's very big. You have the LGBTQT. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
You got that community, right? And that's more accepted more than it was back in those days in the 90s, right? But in New Orleans, it was a lot of bounce rappers. It was a lot of gay. It was, and some of them gay bounce rappers was gangsters too. You know, but how was it?
It wasn't no gay bounce artist, bro.
At that time?
One gay bounce artist came up, and that was like the early 2000s, Katie Ray.
What?
That was Katie Ray.
So when did Big Frida come up?
Big Frida didn't come out till like 2000. I mean, like after the storm and shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? After 2005. We talking about from 92 to 98. You know what I'm saying? Bounce started in probably 91.
Yeah.
You feel me?
Now give us a quick history on bounce. So a lot of people don't know about this part, right? Bounce music, the samples really came from like beat breaking in New York.
New
But they
York,
took the sample
right.
thing, so it kind of
Well,
give everybody with Trigger Man and all that type of stuff.
That's bounce. The bounce music is basically Trigger Man beat and Brown beats, and both of those groups are from New York. You know what the DJs did? They take certain parts out of Trigger Man, loop it, and they take the beat from Brown beats and just let it play. And that's considered a bounce beat.
That's history for you right there.
You know
a lot of people don't know that. They don't understand
beat.
that. So we're gonna switch shifts on this, right? Because this is a real good conversation. So y'all got Cash Money going on, right?
Right.
Now, Cash Money leading the whole music industry. I won't say the whole music industry, but you had another infamous record label at that time, which was Big Boy Records.
Facts.
And you know, God bless the dead R.I.P. Chuck. And then, what's my man name? Shaw, Robert Shaw.
Rob Shaw.
All them people, man. Like
Exactly.
I met him a lot of times. Real good people.
Yeah.
But kind of give us a run through what, and we're gonna get on the Mystikal thing in a minute. But what was Big Boy Records to you, and what was No
Big
Limit
Boy,
Records to you?
Big Boy Records was Cash Money Records' rival. You know, even though I was a part of Cash Money Records, I knew back then I had to respect Big Boy. You know, it was our rival, and they wasn't nothing to fuck with.
And they had a roster, boy. They had a
nice roster.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They had two artists signed to group and Mystikal. Well, that's an artist and a group that we was enemies with. You know, we was battling with. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I mean, besides Cash Money and they had Big Boy. You also had Take 4 Records. If you was an artist in New Orleans and you wasn't a part of those three record labels,
And that was DJ Jubilee, right?
yep, that's DJ Jubilee.
Gotcha.
9 times out of 10, you wasn't heard unless you really had a hit song, like Cheated Black. You know, she was signed to Mobile Records, and like I said, if you wasn't with Cash Money, Take 4, Big Boy, you probably wasn't heard.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying?
True.
She had a hit record. They had a few more, like Feel I Feel. You know, he wasn't with none of those labels, but that was the main 3 labels.
Well, I got one for you, and Shorty back there might can relate to it. Riverboat Hallelujah.
Oh yeah.
Tell, look at that. I see that look on his face.
Oh,
Explain what Riverboat Hallelujah was to you.
Man, Riverboat Hallelujah was like really our first arena. We looked at Riverboat Hallelujah like we gonna do an arena tonight. You know what I'm saying? We knew one thing, the whole 3 gonna be in there representing. You know what I'm saying? They gonna be in there deep. A lot of fighting gonna go on soon as we hit the stage.
Yeah.
And we used to be like, if that don't happen,
was
we
real,
ain't doing our job.
That was real down south hip hop.
Yeah.
Right.
That's right.
So how was so that was where, and people were battling, really like battling on the mic, right?
Yeah, man. Yeah. You had people, you know, you get like.
Give me some names of who was in that.
You had Soldier Slimmers, Magnolia Slim at the time.
Yeah.
For one.
R.I.P.
Some epic stuff happened in that spot, man. I can remember Master P came out with About It, and he used our crowd because our song About It was out before his. So what he did was he took the crowd fighting and throwing chairs and all that, and put it in his About It video. And we knew that was our crowd because all that shit was going on, you know, when we was in that performance.
That's crazy, man.
You had like the legendary R.I.P. Tim Smooth. You had Mystikal, probably his biggest shows was in there back in the days. Partners in Crime. You know, everybody who was somebody hit the Riverboat Hallelujah.
So let's get on that topic, man. Let's get on Mystikal, and let's get on Partners in Crime.
No doubt.
Now, little that people know about Mystikal, right? I think, this is my opinion, I think Mystikal might have been the first troll outside of Tupac and Biggie. Mystikal from tell everybody, so the beef y'all had, and I ain't gonna lie, like Drag 'em in the river. Am I saying that right?
Drag 'em from the river.
Drag 'em from the river.
Yeah.
Quote, drag 'em from the river. That was that's up there with No Vaseline. That's up there with Hit 'em Up. That's one of the most infamous diss records, period. Especially in the South, right? And because of the beat, the way the song has been redone over so many times, right?
Right.
But how that started was, tell the world how that started. Like, and I don't think a lot of y'all know about this, man. And remind you, this is Mystikal. when he was with Big Boy Records.
Actually,
and with
before
No
he got with Big Boy.
Okay.
This was planned before he even got with Big Boy.
What up, Mr. Michael Tyler?
What's up? What's up?
We had him on the show, man. We did a good. Matter of fact, that was my first interview.
Yeah.
Mystikal was
That's
my first interview.
Man. Well, just the story, bro. We let the cat out of the bag maybe 3 years ago. You know, we decided to look, man. You know, let's just go ahead and tell him what's happening with him. But anyway, before Mystikal signed with Big Boy, Mystikal came on the block. Came up there. We was the shit, you know what I'm saying? Period. Nothing wanted to fuck with us in New Orleans. So he came at me on the block, asking me about dissing us. He was like, hey man, I just got out of service. I'm serious about my rap now. He said, I want to diss y'all, and I want y'all to holler back. You know, diss me back. Like a battle on wax or whatever. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna run that by my dudes and we gonna see what's happening with it. So he done this thing. He didn't make no noise the first time he dissed us. He never dissed it back. The second time he dissed us, everybody was calling yellow coward and all that shit.
It was on and popping though, right? Like,
yeah, he was doing his thing. He was doing his thing.
So Mystikal, it's safe to say, Mystikal, you were the first trouble.
Yeah.
like you deserve all the credit. Yeah. You was thinking way ahead of like marketing.
It really was.
Because now, like, that's the thing to do. Like, look at the Oscars, they troll.
I'm proud.
That shit Will Smith did, that was a troll.
Facts.
And you look at Chris Rock. Chris Rock is now he getting paid because he got slapped allegedly.
Right.
And y'all are legendary groups, man. So I looked at y'all like, y'all are partners in crime. So what happened with that situation?
Well, of course, everybody got their own sides and, story. Well, not sides, but everybody got their own story. But this is my story. You know what I'm saying? This has been my story since day one. First of all, my beef was with those guys was, I felt they didn't like us, but they didn't know us. But how could you not like a dude, like somebody you don't even know? You really showing that you don't like them, but you don't know us, dog. Yeah. That was one. Number two, I felt like they was angry with us because Baby and Slim had us audition them to sign to Cash Money. And we told them that we don't need no more U.N.L.Vs. They coming us sounding like us. You know what I'm saying? So I think they was mad at that point. And another reason was I was messing with one of their partners, old lady, one of their baby mama. And we real young at the time, so you looking at your baby mama is different then. You know what I'm saying? So that probably was the reason. And then later on, Tech started messing with Kango Slim White. So I mean, that was they said a whole bunch of different stuff. And you know what I'm saying? I mean, that's why I thought the beef was there.
Gotcha.
You feel me?
Well, I'm glad y'all made up, man. I like Kango, I like Mr. Mina.
Yeah.
They're gonna be out here, I think, for 504 Day 2 as well, man. And much shout out to those guys. Moving on with the conversation, far as and I want to make sure I got everything on point. But I'm gonna edit all this out anyway. So we talked about Cash Money, Big Boy Records, Dragon in the River. Now, little that a lot of people don't know, right? Manny Fresh came in. Did Manny Fresh do Dragon in the River?
Manny Fresh did everything U.N.L.V ever recorded with Cash Money.
Okay, so
everything.
First of all, what the hell was going on in Manny Fresh's head? How did y'all get the beat?
Fresh, I'm gonna tell you, shouts out to Manny Fresh first of all.
He don't get his credit though, bro. He don't get his credit.
Ever work with, I mean, he probably the greatest producer in the world ever, for real. But Fresh, this type of producer, all he want to hear is your hook. Once he hear your hook, you can leave out the studio, come back the next day, come back the next maybe 2 hours, and you're gonna have exactly what you wanted him to play. You know what I'm saying? And that's how you made that track. Just like everything else, we'll run the hook line, leave him alone, come back in, and we not saying, nah, Fresh, that ain't it. We done that one time, dog, to be honest with you. Out of 6 albums,
that's crazy.
One studio session, we told him that we didn't like the beat, bro. You know what I'm saying?
That's crazy.
And we didn't want to tell him that. We were like, maybe we wrong, you know what I'm saying? But we just didn't feel that track at all. That was only one time.
So Manny Fresh made the infamous record, Go DJ. That's my
No,
DJ.
we didn't make that. That was after Cash Money.
That was it.
Sinister. Sinister made
No.
DJ.
No, I'm talking about before that. Before Lil Wayne remade the song. Manny Fresh didn't make that.
Nah, he didn't make that.
Wow. Big shouts out to Sinister. I don't know why we think Manny Fresh didn't have anything to do with that.
He didn't have anything to do with that. Manny Fresh made all our production when we were Cash Money. Remember, we got 16 albums out. Only 8 of them with Cash Money.
So, what album was Go DJ on?
It was on Keep It Gutter.
Keep It Gutter, okay. So let's get on that topic. Let's go Keep It Gutter. So, Go DJ came out. What was going on around that time when y'all made that record?
It was 2003, and we made the record. We was on the road actually, and we was just thinking about concepts for songs. And it was Tech idea. Tech was like, you know what? We need to make a song glorifying DJs. I said, damn, that's smart, dog. I said, they are the ones that play our music, and if it wasn't for them, we probably wouldn't be heard. You know what I mean?
Facts.
Not just us, but artists, period.
100 facts.
So we was like, okay, we gonna lay down and make a song for the DJs, dog.
What kind of love was y'all getting for the DJs when that record came out?
Oh man, to this day, a lot of DJs show us a lot of love, bro.
Now,
I mean, almost every DJ really that we work with.
I'm gonna pull a hat out the cat on this one, right?
Okay.
So it's a group of DJs that created a group based on what y'all did.
Right.
And that's called Go DJs, right?
Go DJ Coalition. And they, to this day, man, I mean,
That's
I
right.
ain't dissing them or nothing, but to this day, they won't give us the credit for it. And they know before Go DJ song, it never had a Go DJ Coalition.
Yeah,
It never had a,
the name itself, Go
core DJs and all that kind of shit, but they never had a Go DJ. You know what I'm saying? Like Buku DJs, maybe 300 something DJs, they all go by the name of Go DJ. That was after.
which was a thought that came from a group that woke up and said, Go DJ, you know what I'm saying? So,
And not only that, Lil Wayne's song Go DJ was made after we went to court behind it or whatever. So shouts out to Weezy, my little homies.
y'all got paid for
Man,
that.
love, still get
Yeah.
paid for that. You know what I'm saying?
Nice.
But I mean,
You sound like
went,
DJ Jubilee. Jubilee told me the story about how he got Beyonce sampled their music.
Yeah.
Yeah. Keep going.
yeah, I mean, he done it like that, and we was upset at first. We were like, damn, dog, this man way too talented to be trying to fight from us. You know what I'm saying?
Really was paying homage.
He was paying homage at the same time.
It was a smart move.
It was a brilliant move, bro. You know what I'm saying? It was a brilliant move.
Big shout out to Lil Wayne.
Yeah, shout out.
Go D, man, I used to jam that in my little Ford Focus. I had like some speakers in there, but the bass was so.
But see, one thing I thought about when I heard his versus ours, I was like, damn, I know Wayne's smart enough to know that, the concept behind this song is glorifying the DJ.
Exactly.
He's not talking about, he just saying Go D. He's not saying shit about the DJ in the verses. You know what I'm saying?
Interesting.
So we thought
That's
maybe
no
it was
thing.
behind it being spiteful or something. At that time, we were like, man, baby.
So there was a lot of people just thinking like Baby was on some chess shit
Yeah.
to say that. But all in all, it was all business.
All business, bro.
All business.
So
So y'all, what can everybody find your music at, man? What can everybody
can
find?
find
And
it
what do y'all
right
have
now.
coming up?
We got a U.N.L.V album coming out. I can't get a date right now because y'all know how Texas prison system is. We don't know exactly when Tech is going to be released, but we do know he made parole.
So Tech 9 is locked up in Texas?
Yeah, he in Texas. He been down like 4.5, dog, so I've been holding the fort down by myself a minute.
And that's why I wanted you on here, man, because you've been holding down U.N.L.V,
Yeah,
man.
appreciate it,
and I respect
appreciate
you for that, man. Out there putting in the grind for the group. Because I was wondering when that was going to happen some years back, and I'm glad you stepped up to the plate.
Yeah, bro, But I can be found, our music, actually I have, we all established as solo artists as well, me and Tech. But we, our group is our bread and butter. U.N.L.V for life. We can be found on all digital outlets. All the albums ain't on there yet, but We have like maybe 4 albums on the digital outlets. You know, videos, all that YouTube. You know, I can be found on Instagram at lilyah U.N.L.V 3. On Facebook, I'm Yafat. That's YAPHAT UNLV. You know what I mean? But yeah, Spotify, everything. You can find our music everywhere, man.
So what's the best advice you can give me all these new artists that's coming up? Like, what's the best advice?
Best advice I can tell you, dog, stay persistent. Grind till you can't grind no more, and try to grind as smart as possible. You know what I'm saying? You never fail till you quit. Remember that.
What's some artists coming out of New Orleans that you're looking at right now? That's catching your ear.
We got dude named Jay Austin. He doing his thing. We got U.N.L.V. He doing his thing. Jesus, even though he's in Tucson, Arizona,
Okay.
he's still from New Orleans. He making a lot of noise. New Orleans upcoming artist scene is really crazy right now, man.
How you
Don't get it fooled by the bounce scene or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But you got some nice artists coming up.
We didn't get on this topic, but how did you feel about Master P?
Nothing but respect
No
and
Limit
love for
Records.
these, man. I never actually was working with him in a studio or nothing, but you know, for what he did for my city, what he's still doing for our culture as black people, period, can't do nothing but respect him, bro.
I'm gonna name a few artists. Some of them are your peers. Some of them in the group that around you or came up with you, right?
Okay.
And I just want you to give me a few words about them and their music.
Okay.
Juvenile.
Super legend, super multi-talented. People really don't understand this dude talent. For real. I mean, I'm blessed to say that I got him on with Cash Money. I got him signed to Cash Money.
Okay.
He done the work or whatever they wanted, whatever. But if it wasn't for me, they'll tell him, well, Juvie will be right now.
So give us a quick story on how that happened.
Well, Juvenile actually put us on the map when he was with DJ Jimmy before we even signed with Cash Money.
J. Chip.
You remember that? Brothers don't like Juvenile. That
Bounce for the Juvenile.
exactly.
Bounce for
If
the
you listen to that, he
Juvenile,
said brothers don't like U.N.L.V at the same time. You know what I'm saying? But he put us on the map. So I mean, I ain't gonna say in return I done that for him because we come up with you. We out the project. We from down the street from the project. You know what I'm saying? But it was like, you know, he was at the bus stop working his 9 to 5. We were doing our thing with Cash Money. I saw him at the bus stop. I picked him up, told him to come to the come to the studio with me. He rapped for Baby and Slim. That was all she wrote. History.
And that's how that happened.
That's how that happened.
crazy.
BG, my little brother. You know what I'm
BG,
saying? I've been
Christopher.
knowing BG since he was a baby. BG used to stay in our hood before he moved on VL. You know, and his mom and his dad, his mama and his aunties and all them, they 100 with us. So I didn't get him signed to Cash Money, but if it wasn't for me influencing his mama and letting his mama know that Baby that wasn't in the game no more, he would have never been able to sign. So my talk with her allowed him to be a part of Cash Money Records.
Gotcha.
And
Man,
that's
that's
facts.
crazy.
You know what I'm saying?
C Murder.
That's my cousin, dog. Real. I mean, he one of the, even though we fuck with a lot of people from a lot of artists that was signed to No Limit or whatever, C was one that really took us like brothers. You know what I'm saying? He really fuck with me and check like brothers. And I was the only person we ever really networked with, you know, doing music with from No Limit, with C Murder. We have a song out right now, me, him, and Young Kano. Probably know Lil Kano.
I met Lil Kano when I was a full-time artist some years back.
Okay.
You might know Kano. I think you remember Kano. You remember him?
Kano,
It was weird when I moved out here. He was a legend out here.
Right. He from New Orleans, bro. He moved
But he
out
been
here.
out here way before the
Yeah,
storm happened,
right.
which was crazy.
Right.
Yeah, but as far as that, and we're gonna end it in a little bit, but I want to ask you this, a few things as far as now you coming from that era of music. How do you feel about now streaming now versus everything that was happening in the game back in the day?
It's a lot easier now.
Ooh, I want to hear
You know
this.
what I'm saying?
Come on, let's hear this. Come on.
You don't have to put that muscle and that sweat in like you did back in the Jeep.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If your business straight, you got your business straight with monetize stuff and all that kind of stuff, you all right, bro. You don't need a record label. I mean, you know, the independent way is the way now. You know what I'm saying? And along with being independent, the social media and the internet era is working hand in hand. It's a lot easier now.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not hating on it, I mean, but the one good thing about it is it's more money than ever.
A lot of money. I seen some of
Way more money,
these
man.
young dudes making $7 million easy. Millions of dollars.
Like that, bro. I mean, you know what I'm saying?
Easy.
Man, I can remember putting up posters and tearing my hand up and nailing posters in. You know what I'm saying? Now you put one post on there, you can reach 1 million people.
Facts.
One post, you know,
Man, I remember moving out here, man, I don't know if you know who Mean Green is, right?
Yeah, I mean,
Man, I should ask you about it, but see, so that was still my mentor, but that was my super mentor when I was in the music.
Green had an album with me though.
Yeah, called Down South.
But not only that, he a radio dude. And you gotta be me. Somebody met me Green before.
Exactly, man. And he taught me the street team. He had me out there hanging posters, flyers, all the street thing. But now you don't have to do that anymore.
Right.
Nobody.
Exactly.
Not a lot of people don't understand
You
how
gotta
to
waste
go.
your money that route or your time or your sweat.
Exactly. All you need to do is
it's
hit a
lot
button,
easier.
promote it online, and you good, man. So that's what you like about it now, right?
That's why I said, when you asked me something about the hustle, you asked me the advice I could give him. I told him work smarter. You know what I'm saying? That's working smarter. You know what I mean? Even though we'll still get out there in the project. Because any city I go to this day, the first place I look for is the hood, dog. That's just my gene. You know, I go in the hood, not to go get no dumb shit or whatever, but to go meet my people. I know where my fans at. I know where my people at. You know what I'm saying?
You understand your people,
They're not gonna just wait for me behind the internet to post something or whatever. You're gonna see me eventually. You know what I mean? And that's just us, dog.
Right, that's what's up, man. So yeah, man, I want you to continue to doing what you're doing, man. I love the fact that you got the new stuff coming out. When Tech 9 get out,
Yes, sir.
we're gonna do another interview. You heard me?
Blessing, bro. That's a blessing, dog. That's what I need, bro.
And Yellow Boy, give me your thoughts on Yellow.
Man, I miss my dog daily. There ain't a day that go by that I don't think of him, bro. You know, I know what he meant to us. You know what I mean? Yellow was the type of dude you'll never get another Yellow Boy. You know, you never get nobody close to Yellow. You know, that's why, you know, when it happened to him like that, we decided we'll never add another member to our group. You know what I'm saying? Out of respect for him.
So,
we don't want nobody to be compared to him.
What happened with Yellow Boy situation? Was that just some street stuff?
It was some street shit, dog. It was some street shit, but the crazy part about it, he was beefing with like maybe 3-4 different people from different hoods. And it could have been any one of them that got him, bro. You know what I'm saying? Yellow was the type that anybody could really get close to him. You know what I'm saying? He was so quote unquote cool or whatever, you know, he just fucked with anybody, bro. You know what I'm saying? And I think that led to the way this shit happened.
Gosh.
You know what I'm saying? And how it happened is it's a cold case. That shit happened in '97, bro. And they still don't have
Still a cold case.
Yeah.
Wow. There's a lot of cold cases out there, man.
Right. So, I mean, I was unfortunate, bro. But I mean, his memories, we got some great memories of him, dog. He was a good dude. I knew he didn't have a man was born in church and he would play drums for his church up until the day he died.
Wow.
So I mean, it's unfortunate, bro, but we live with the loss.
Yes. Big shout out to Yellow Boy. He made an infamous when it first come on about Mystikal, man. The first sound of that record. Oh, speaking of that, did y'all sample Mystikal?
That was me.
That was you doing the.
Oh, me. Unsample.
Hold on. So that was 100% you. Wow.
That was me.
That's great. Okay. was a rumor going out that was Mystikal.
Nah. That wasn't Mystikal.
When the last time you seen Mystikal, man?
Probably about seven months ago. And before that, he came out here. And I was backstage. We flipped it up and we were running and shit. But Mystikal was really like a partner of ours, dog.
How did you feel about his rape case and all that?
I was like, damn, I was unfortunate, bro. You know what I'm saying? I know that ain't his
how do
jacket.
you feel about hip hop, period, when you see even people you came up with either died or went to prison? I mean, hip hop was supposed to be a way for you to get out of your circumstances.
Right.
How did you feel about even now? Like, I think it's more prominent now.
It is, because these youngsters get these millions of dollars and get in trouble so they get it. That ain't the way, bro. See, the thing is, even in hustling, bro, our thing was, when we was on the block, we figured we gonna get this money and we gonna get the fuck out the hood.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? That's probably why I'm out here now, because we moved to Houston before the storm. You know what I'm saying? We were living in Houston. We moved to Houston in 03, bro.
Wow, I thought you just moved out here.
Nah, man, we moved out here in 03, dog. And we stayed on the road up until that. You know what I mean? New Orleans is our city. We love it, but we can't conquer nothing else in New Orleans. So we left that long in 02.
New Orleans is a small city.
Right. You know what I'm saying? So we've been on the road eating since, dog. You know what I mean? But, I just want these youngsters getting all this paper, dog, to open your mind up, bro, and see it's bigger than getting that money staying in the hood, man. It ain't nothing but bad shit gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna have haters and come on, bro. You can't. People in your hood ain't gonna be able to relate to you.
Facts.
You gotta move. You gotta get. Always have love for your hood, a vision or whatever, dog. But man, come on, bro. Even as a drug dealer, dog, you can't sell all them drugs and go stay and lay your head in that hood that night, man.
That's facts. And a lot of people done that, and they no longer here.
Right.
Period.
Right.
And I had a bunch of partners like that. I'm like, man.
And it ain't just New Orleans, dog. It's anywhere.
Everywhere, bro.
Your home, bro. You become successful at your hometown, you gotta leave, bro. You know what I'm saying?
So you believe that what Lil Boosie said about that, like?
Yeah, that was real. That was real, man. Shout out to Boosie for that, man. Yeah.
Big
if
shout out.
everything else you doing, I fuck with you, boy. You already know.
Well, look, y'all, man, it's a pleasure having you, man. We gotta do this more often, bro.
It's all good,
gotta do
dog.
this
I'm
more
glad for the
often,
phone call with me, dog.
Man, facts. When Tech 9 get out, we're gonna do some more of this, man.
Yeah, I appreciate you having me, bro.
And we're gonna get together, link up, and do some more stuff, man. I'm gonna get you to do a drop in a minute.
No doubt.
But I'm King Duwa, the Melanated King, and you're watching Royal Nation TV, and I got who with me?
Your boy lilyah, aka Mr. Your Boy Me, one half of the notorious group U.N.L.V. Yeah, this your boy lilyah, you boy me, U.N.L.V to the fullest. I'm rocking with my homie King Duwa on Royal Nation TV. Y'all peep it out.
TV.